In this episode, Felix White returns to Far Out magazine to have a Proustian pint in our Existential Boozer. The many lives of the Maccabees guitarist and author are unveiled in this conversation that ranges from football to American blues to Oasis. Cheers, Felix.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, mate.
Been a year or so?
Has it really been a year?
Well, a year in the summer.
Since we saw you in the garden before the Maccabees.
Yeah, which was an incredibly heartening interview. The first question is what your idea of perfect happiness is. Mm-hmm. So would it be playing Glastonbury on a Sunday night?
Do you know what?
With the
That's good.
Maccabees?
That's a timely thing and interesting thing because I'm 41 now, and I think I would have answered that question for decades. I would have said perfect happiness was on stage, but I think you do get. Or you hope to get to an age where you start to understand yourself a little bit better. And I do think there's a part of me that sort of mistook intensity for intimacy or happiness a lot of the time. Because like being on stage, I did have moments when I was young of being like feeling, I still do actually, feel like where time slows down and everything's kind of where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I would always have this thing in my head of, one of my anxieties in life is like always feeling like there's a better place, there's somewhere else that I should be, but where I would be doing better, or I'm not quite achieving the thing, and there's like some other alternative life where I am achieving more.
Constantly pursuing.
Yeah, I would feel a bit frantic, but then on stage it would always be the place where it slowed down and that just thought is gone, and it just felt like that's where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I've come to understand in time that that's almost like a drug. Like adrenaline, you know, that's just like the relief of a hit of something, and then you have to deal with the come down of it as well.
Yeah.
So I do feel really happy on stage, but part of that is to do with ego and being in the middle of something and all that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's as pure as I sort of remembered it, really.
What trait do you most deplore in yourself?
I don't know if I deplore it myself, but people that know me well would say that I could be like a martyr.
Okay.
Like, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Any specific scenarios that come to mind?
Oh, I could do it with anything. I think for a long time, like I feel it would be very, very, very unnatural for me to get angry about anything.
Yeah.
Or I'd find it hard to even know what I was angry about. And so sometimes that turns into a bit of a monitoring of like, who's got the issue and how do we police it so they're not angry.
Yeah.
And like that, so that was obviously sort of served me when I was young for whatever reason, but now it turns into a bit of a control, it can be a bit of a controlling, or like, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
I'll be all right, I can do that, and I really have to catch myself doing it now.
Yeah.
Because that can be a thing. And I will say one at the moment, but I'm really noticing is jealousy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I had one the other day.
Social media.
Social media, man, is so bad, and I'm so addicted to Instagram, like we all are. So I'm constantly receiving that I'm not doing well enough on social media. But it's got so bad that do you remember Max Dowman for Arsenal?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, so he scored that goal against Everton.
Jealous.
Yes. Well, can I tell you what went through my head? He was. So he's 16, for people who don't know, and the ball breaks free from him against Everton in the last minute, and like the goalkeeper's come up for the corner, so he's just got a run on goal where it's obvious he's going to be the youngest ever goal scorer in the Premier League or something. And as he's running through a goal, I just acknowledge myself like, I don't want him to score.
What is your greatest extravagance? Well, we had which
Living person most
admire?
We can't go with Max Dowman. Or maybe we can go with Max Dowman.
Yeah, I think we should. Right. Good on him. It's a redemption arc for you. What's your greatest extravagance?
Greatest extravagance is delivering coffee.
Wow.
Sleeping in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Those are two quite big extravagances, I say.
Delivering coffee is...
I can sometimes deliver coffee.
Crossing the line a little bit.
That's bad, isn't it?
Especially as you live in London.
Yeah, that's bad.
You're probably, a 2-minute walk away from
in the
coffee.
morning.
Yeah.
That can be bad.
Yeah. I think Max Dowman probably walks for his coffee.
No, he's delivering coffee. He's got the world at his feet.
What's your current state of mind?
Jealous of Max Dowman next.
I think these could all be funneled back to him somehow.
What's my state of mind? I feel good at the moment. I feel jealous of Max Dowman. Happy to be alive. Working out what's next.
What talent would you most like to have? And I feel like this could fall into sport.
No,
given some of your company.
I tell you what my talent would be, but I really wish I had, but I just don't. Is songwriters that are just them and the guitar, like Johnny Bramwell, I'm Clough, Bob Dylan, just a classic songwriter that has been able to, like, Land has it, Orlando from the Maccabees, just being like able to play a song, just you and the song, and it just be like unbelievable. I've always really, I think because I knew so much about music, I found it really hard to make music like that and be sort of like
let it flow
and not critique myself, not criticise myself. Be like, that's not as good as Blood on the Tracks or whatever. Like when you're 17,
it's high bar.
So you're like constantly trying to stop yourself. But then when since in my life with writing, broadcasting, whatever it is on TV presenting, I've had less. Those voices aren't in my head as much, so I've been freer just to like commit to it. And so I feel like I've found a way to communicate or do that thing the way I wished I could have done, if you know what I mean, with guitar. So I think I can play guitar and always learning new things, but that like sing a song like, I wish I had that, but I don't really, sadly.
If you could change one thing about you, what would it be?
Probably my jealousy of Max Dowman. I feel would be the most embarrassing
Jealousy of teenagers.
moment in my 41 years and admitting that on camera.
What do you consider? What do you consider your greatest achievement? There's got to be a lot.
I think being able to do a number of things and be able to communicate in a number of ways since I think I would have always said the Maccabees and the music we made, but I feel like sort of surviving and doing more and realising that I can do so many different things and put bits of my personality into all of them. It all feeds into each other, and I think if the Maccabees hadn't broke up when the Maccabees did, I would never have known that about myself. I'd have always just felt like being a guitar player in a band, and that sort of feels, without disrespect to anyone, because it's an amazing thing to do, it feels like a bit of a two-dimensional existence now when I look back on it. Yeah. So yeah, surviving and excelling in other things.
If you could die and come back as either a person or a thing.
You sparked to me, but because I'm really getting into the history of guitar music. I'm doing a radio show in May, which I'm trying to do the whole history of global guitar. And so I've really got into sort of 1920s blues guitarists and all kinds of things. So like someone like Big Bill Broonzy, these guys back in those days, because they travel, and the same with flamenco guitarists from the same thing, but the other side of the world. Yeah, they were the guys that knew, because they were sort of, there was no sort of transportation of information, so they're going from one place to the next, and the only people that learn, they didn't want to record because they felt that if they recorded, everyone would know their stuff, and their currency was gone. So there's this whole story of like old jazz players, old blues players, old flamenco players, where it's just completely gone because they felt like they wanted to almost keep it in the family. Yeah, so the opposite of the life we live now, where like everything's a commodity, you know. Exactly. Yeah. Everything needs to be projected. Everything needs to be shared for the world. The currency was we keeping it, so only because they need to get paid at bars, and the only place you could see it was in the bar. So that's how it all works. Community. What do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? Being incredibly sensitive to other people's opinions. It can be rejection of any form. Yeah. So I can run away with some like very small rejection and turn that into like a huge thing about my appearance, my output, where I'm going in my life, or a massive one. And it's so hard to defend yourself these days. I mean, you just telling me about the comments that you got. I mean, I've had so many comments of people, and the better you do, the more out there you are to people, the more people are able to tell you that they think you're shit. Yeah. And if you're, more often than not, the people that are out there, putting themselves out there, are very sensitive to that. So you leave yourself so exposed.
Yeah.
So any sort of rejection, really.
What's your most sort of noticeable characteristic of yourself?
Oh, can you answer that about yourself? Do people answer that about themselves?
No, I don't think they ordinarily do.
Really?
But that's why it's in this questionnaire, because Proust is trying to get under the bonnet.
What is my noticeable characteristic about myself?
What would you think it would be like?
I think people would say that I'm very friendly.
Yeah.
And I think people, and
I'd agree.
And I think I have a disposition to understand, and this can be a really negative thing, or to have an obsession with what does this person want from me now, and try and deliver it to them without thinking, what do I want to communicate?
Yeah.
So without being so scared of critique occasionally, that I would be like trying to give them a version of myself so that they leave thinking, oh,
yeah,
so nice.
Yeah.
Or that he was funny, or whatever it is. And without just thinking straight up honest communication, what is my opinion on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a relatable personality trait, I'd say. What do you most value in your friends?
Friendship is so weird these days at my age, I find, because I have all these people that I've lived with, had so much life with, that all feel like they're digital people. A lot of them just feel like they're just text.
Yeah.
So I'm in touch with loads of my close friends, but they're just like, it's just writing on a screen.
Yeah.
So I actually rewatched Her the other day.
Eerily.
Yeah, because it was reminding me of it.
Yeah.
All like my past relationships, and even like new people I'm getting to know, just knowing them through a screen.
Yeah.
So, but I guess people that are close enough to still be doing that, which is really, okay, I think the people that,
What do you most value?
People that I still see, and when I see them, having known them for a long time, it doesn't feel like a chore or why am I here? It's just like, we're straight in.
Who are your favourite writers? It's a great one for you.
I've got loads. Douglas Stewart, Rachel Cusk, Katie Folk's just written an amazing book of short stories. Nathan Hill, amazing modern American novelist. I read the other day because I found it in my mum's old books of Mice and Men.
Wow, yeah. Classic.
Steinbeck, man. It's only 90 pages long.
Really?
It's but you think of it as a great American novel. And I was like, wow, the way I remembered it, because I remember I read it at school, all these events that are in the book, I felt like it was like some huge epic story, but they're all really close together. And it's actually an amazing example of when people don't have a lot of attention span, getting a character in and putting something across in a very short space of time.
And being so layered.
It's incredible, really incredible.
Which historical figure do you most identify with? Not Max Bowman. Clearly, we found out you don't identify with him whatsoever.
No, I don't identify with him at all. But it's on a state of football.
Yeah.
When Brian Clough was relegated in his last season with Nottingham Forest, and he was quite an old man by then, and he was going to retire. So he'd been this great, but he was going out in sort of sadness really and failure. And he leaves to the City ground. I remember it so clearly because it's like when I was just getting to football, and he's leaving to the City ground applauding him, but Forest's been relegated, and he doesn't look well, and he just gives him a little pause. And sometimes, like when I'm getting older, I feel like that, like everything's fucked, but just that little thumbs up to the crowd. I really associate with that. Like, yep, whatever you want to do.
That's nice. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
What is your greatest regret?
I think when I look back on definitely like some relationships or communications in working situations, I've often, especially more when I was younger, I wouldn't say the thing that would have helped the relationship because I was too nervous about hurting the person's feelings.
Yeah.
So I really regret that, but I just couldn't be bold enough to say like, this is where I'm at, and be able to bear that person being angry or sad about it for a day, a week, a month, whatever it was, that would open something up and let the relationship move. I think I would quite often be so obsessed with like not wanting them to feel bad, you know, or sort of thing, and then it locks you into a type of communication which is just not, and doesn't let the relationship move.
It's at your expense constantly, isn't it? Sort
It's
of
at both
experiences.
people's expense and honesty and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think so often people really appreciate when you can just be straight with them and say something straight. Like, you know, even people like letting people down, just being able to say that directly, like, I'm so sorry, this is what's happening for me. Amazing thing to be able to say in a sort of kind way and be able to have that communication.
Yeah. How would you like to die?
I would like to die. I still feel like I've got my best book in me and my best music, so I just don't want to die until I've done that.
Yeah. What is your personal motto, would you say?
In my flat, I wrote on a just A4 piece of paper by the door, and I don't normally do this, but it was just helpful. I think I was in a bit of a bad spot, so it helped me imagine all the things that haven't happened yet.
The book, the track, all these things.
It just made me feel like, get out in this world, there's so much more to
keep going on.
see.
And then the one for the road question, as a well-known sort of Oasis super fan.
Yeah.
Greatest Oasis song?
Oh my God. Do you know, it's so interesting, because talking about Big Bill Broonzy and like blues people, like, it's so weird, because it made me think when I was studying them, like, they are characters a bit like the Gallagher brothers, like sort of swashbuckling, charismatic, nicking stuff from people.
Yeah.
It's like quite similar to those blues people 100 years ago. But I would say, Talk Tonight, I like Rocking Chair. I like Listen Up, but I tell you what, the live version from this tour, Bring It On Down.
Oh yeah?
Oh my God. It's
Proper punk track.
It's just
the
way they deliver it, to hear them delivering it as they did this year, it's like I would probably never go back now to listen to the Definitely Maybe version. That is the highest praise I can give it.
Yeah.
Anytime I will listen to Slideway, Bring It On Down, I'd listen to them doing it last year.
Yeah.
Because you can hear all the history on it and they're still standing and they're better than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like full goosebumps.
Yeah. That's a great answer. Felix, well, empty glasses, cheers.
Come on.